Hello, hello, good people. Back here again is Gladys with a beautiful and handsome team. I must say that. This is OP Legacy Unveiled, and we are happy to be back here today. We normally come to you every Saturday, unless there is, something that we cannot avoid. So we come here to share our passion that we have for ONPASSIVE, about what we think about the legacy that ONPASSIVE is creating, and where we are. We literally share our excitement, we share our hearts, and just have fun. So I'm very, very happy today because I'm joined with my co-host, Sister Maeyen Asuquo from the UK, Sister Mayra Aquino, who is traveling. She will tell you where she is. Dr. Lisa, who is our guest, and another guest of ours, Brother Jeffrey Murlock, whom we are having for the first time. And we say we are blessed to have you, our brother. Thank you, because when I reached out, you did not say no. Your name came up. These beautiful sisters here, they have been asking for you. So we said, we have him down. I already reached out and they said, yes, all we need to do is to set the date. And here we are today, so we are looking forward to have fun. So welcome, Sister Maeyen, introduce yourself. You are muted, sis.
Hello. Thank you so much, Sister Gladys. Oh my God, they say ladies first. Dr. Lisa, my darling, it's so good to see you once again. Thank you so much for being with us. And Dr., well, of course, our hot brother. Oh my God, Uncle Jeffrey Murlock. Oh wow, I love you to bits. You've got to know this. I really do love you because I listen to you a great deal. Most times in empowerment network, you are there. I listen to you a lot of times. And you're one of the most vibrant people in ONPASSIVE. I got to tell you this because I've said it to many other Passivians. So it's so good to have you here with us. And of course, our sweet, lovely darling and sister Mayra. My namesake, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Tell us where you are. And of course, my darling sister Gladys, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. You're welcome to listen to us. This is our usual OP Legacy Unveiled. We are here to talk about ONPASSIVE, just the way we feel about it. You can see it's so light, it's so easy. We're not quoting from anything. We just speaking our minds. Enjoy the meeting with us and listen to us, please. You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
everyone. Okay.
Thank you, Sister Maeyen. Now, Sister Mayra, introduce yourself.
Hello again. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching us, for giving us another opportunity in our OP Legacy Unveiled show that we have every Saturday at 1 p.m. My name is Mayra Aquino. I'm living in New York, visiting my mother in the Dominican Republic now. Glad to see my sister Lisa Lee, my sister Maeyen Asuquo, Gladys Nyaboro as always, and our guest today, Jeffrey Murlock, who I also admire and have followed him in his webinar as well and learned a lot from his expertise. Thank you so much, Sister Gladys.
Awesome. Thank you, Sister Mayra. And now, Dr. Lisa, introduce yourself to our viewers.
Hey, good. Hello, everybody. Thank you, ladies, for inviting me. Hello, Jeffrey. I think not first time on camera, but I think first time really talking to you. So I'm excited to be here, excited to share this moment with you guys. As Gladys said, my name is Dr. Lisa Lee. I specialize in finance. I've been in passive since November of 2020, and I don't care what happens in life. No one is ever getting rid of me out of ONPASSIVE. So
Awesome.
I should say I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. And I've met a lot of people in the world and just very excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Awesome. Nice having you, Dr. Lisa. You are a blessing and you are so much fun. So we are glad to have you here. And I didn't know it's your first time to be together with our brother Jeffrey. That's awesome. So now we go to the main guest of the day. Brother Jeffrey, introduce yourself.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you, man. I really appreciate being here. I'm in good company. I bet a lot of men folk out there jealous of my position right now. My name's Jeffrey Murlock. I've been with OnPassive for quite a year, going on 6 years. Will be in a few months. Loving life, loving the journey, everything about it. And I agree, Doctor, that you couldn't get rid of me with wild horses couldn't drag me away. And I think that's simply because as OnPassive goes, the world goes, and vice versa. And I know that that's true. And I know that there's a lot of wonderful things happening. So I'm glad to be a part of that. And I'm glad to be here today. So thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Nice having you, our brother here. And now we go right to the shore. We start. So I'm going to start with you, our brother Jeffrey, because there's something that is very special about you. I've been in OnPassive since 2018, and I have watched you share, meetings, talk about OnPassive, the process of translating the initial book. So there are many things we can, talk about you. But one thing that stood out is the passion that you have for OnPassive. When you talk about the mission, when you talk about what you see, the future of OnPassive. I have listened to you talk about products, but today I want you to focus on the mission of OnPassive. What gives you that conviction that you have that you are in the right place?
Oh my, that's a great question. I was well, I asked you the other day. I said, "Well, do you have a topic?" And you're like, "No, we're just gonna go with it." And I'm like, "Oh boy, this is gonna be fun." And here I
Yes.
am. We're in this beautiful dance here, and I'm just following your lead. So life is good. That's a very good question. Before I jump on that, though, I like your title, the OP Legacy. I mean, wow, we've been talking about leaving legacies ever since 2018 before we even had a name, right? And then we had Dr. Bill that popped up and he started talking about dynasties and how to do that. So we're expecting longevity, and we're expecting to be able to pass this on to our families and do a lot of great things. And one of the ways that I know that we can become a legacy is through the generosity and the heart of Mr. Mufara, in that OnPassive encourages a work-life balance. They offer family-friendly benefits. He even said that some of the benefits are extended to their family members. They support family-oriented stuff and activities and provide resources for the families and things like that for their employees. Just by the way he involves us in a culture of storytelling, of planning and sharing experiences. And even how many times do we go back in company history and talk about these things, And then we have all these great leaders that offer mentorship, not necessarily a program probably, but mentorships within, where we're all helping everybody do everything and celebrating employees and memberships. Man, by implementing all of these things, all of these initiatives and the way that he does it, that's why it's so wonderful for us to know that we're going to be able to live a life of abundance and leave that for our kids. Now, as far as where's my conviction coming from to know where we're going and why we're going there and why we're at the right place at the right time, it's simply because I love a 360 view. I love a big picture view. And when I look at the globe, when I look at global economics, when I look at the technologies and the innovations that are coming to us and even through us as we are with OnPassive, it is absolutely phenomenal. The world is going in such a direction that we are heading into something. It's a great time to be alive in the world in general. And I know that would fly in the face of a lot of things going on, because there hurts, there's challenges, there's frustrations going on in the world. But overall, we are heading in a direction, and we are coming out of a low energy time, if I could put it that way, out of a darker energy going into a lighter energy. And OnPassive is on top of that, if not leading that, right? We're on this crest, if you will, this momentum that we've got going in the world is reflected within OnPassive. Everything that OnPassive is doing, all this conscious business, the upheavals and the arrivals of that, everything that's getting put into it, the heart that we've got, and all of the technologies, everything is pointing to that direction of abundance and goodness and greater good. And Mr. Mufara started talking about this company being based on connectedness and mutual benefit years ago. So we're still heading down that path. I mean, we've had some challenges, and what life doesn't have challenges? Every one of us. Oh my goodness, Dr. Lisa, you know the financial challenges that we have as individuals and corporations. And it's no surprise that we've had some bumps and some pretty good apple upset carts kind of thing with financials in ONPASSIVE. But overall, every time we look at something that we're doing and we hit a bump in the road or a challenge or a burp or a hiccup or a wrinkle, as I think they used to call it, at every turn, Mr. Mufara's resolve and his will and his art, his heart even, has been put fast forward and moved through it. And this is where we're going. I loved the other day when he gave us a piece of context, because, I mean, right out of his heart, he plain spoke to us and he said, look, yeah, we've had some problems. When this thing happened back in September 23, several months ago, almost 8 months ago, it really threw us for a loop. We've been struggling with it ever since. He said, but we had about 50 things that we had to do before we could come through that. We're down to about 3. And that really let me know, hey, not only are we on the way, but we're just about ready to bust through into the sunshine, and life is going to get good. So yeah, I've got conviction on that. I believe by the middle of next month, we're going to be in a much better position than we are now on a lot of different fronts. And my hat is off to all those techs and Mr. Mufara and everybody, even the members here who are continually lifting ONPASSIVE and praying for Mr. Mufara's family and the business and other members and doing all the webinars. Man, we're in a good spot. We're heading full forward.
We are in a good place. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. By the way, sorry,
I totally continue. You are saying something. Are you saying something, Brother Jeffrey?
Oh, no. I just said sorry about that. It was a long-winded answer.
No. That was perfect. That was very good, because the queens you see here, these sisters, they are going to give input to what you said, because you have pretty much touched several areas, and it's going to be free flow input. I'm going to start with Dr. Lisa. You have heard, all the passion, what keeps our brother moving, what he thinks about ONPASSIVE, about the future of ONPASSIVE, and where we are. What are your thoughts? Share your thoughts as well.
Goodness, he hit the nail on the head. And you know how Marty hates to follow Robin? I don't know if I want to follow you, Jeffrey.
You have a big shoe to fit.
You absolutely touched every point on why Mr. Ashmafara deserves and receives the respect that he gets from his founders and his team. The man is relentless. He sees a problem, he goes for it. He knows that we have his back. And I think even if he thought we didn't have his back, it's just the way he is. He sees it, he tackles it. It's humbling to come and tell somebody that, or to tell a team. And us being leaders, we know that when you have to tell somebody that we have an issue, everybody's mind wants to go stage left, go to the negative. He told us what it was. He told us that it's going to be corrected. He told us how many issues they had to get through and where we are. And did we deviate from the path that we're going? It slowed us down a little bit, but there's no deviation. It's still a straight line forward, that we all are going to be in a good position. We are all going to be able to leave a legacy for our families. We're all going to be able to participate in helping other families or those that are in need around the whole world. The world is spinning, and we're going to be right there with it, making sure that we have our input in making sure that people are comfortable, secure. As Jeffrey said, there are people that are coming through some tough times. You guys watch the news like I do, I'm sure. Layoffs happening left and right. And this company just keeps moving forward. We're a steady train. You can't help but respect the movement. You can't help but respect the company, the people who work here, the passion, the hours they put in, the commitment, the lives, whether it's voluntary, whether they're paid, everybody is committed to making sure of that we are successful. We have a much bigger global view, and that's because of Ash Mafara and his global view. I'm passionate about what it is because you guys know most of you know my history. When I first came in, I wasn't really sure what it was. And you have that, should I stay? Should I not stay? I'm not sure if I understand this. You guys know I want to be a marketer. Mayra, you know, I'm not a marketer. I'll be the first to say. I kind of thought for a while it was a marketing company, and how am I going to be successful in a marketing company when I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do? Doesn't matter. They've got it all taken care of. They're doing everything for me. I don't have to do anything. It's a platform that you can't help but get excited about, because there's no other company out there that is having your back or putting you in the position that you're going to be in. I don't know what to say. There's just no other company that I can think of. Even the one that I worked for 28 years. I loved what I did. I didn't like that they motivated us to retire during COVID, but it is what it is. But even being with them for 28 years, I just haven't had the excitement, and I've only been with ONPASSIVE since November of 2020. I've been excited since I figured out what it was. I've been excited every single day. And the more that I found out, the more excited I got. And you can't help but maintain a level of excitement with this company.
Awesome.
I'm not sure if that answered your question, and I kind of feel like I was long-winded like Jeffrey, but
It sure did.
You can't help it.
You are the guests, and we told you in advance you will do most of the talking. And yes, where we are, I'm sure we can all relate. What our brother Jeffrey shared and what you have shared, we can pick same things and put them together, that we are all happy, we are confident where we are, and we have hope for a better tomorrow. So now, Sister Maeyen, your input to what our brother Jeffrey and our sister Lisa has said. What do you have to say? Share your thoughts. You are muted again, my sister.
Yeah, like you know already, Gladys. Oh my God, my thoughts are just same, I would say, because as far as ONPASSIVE is concerned, I've never known or heard of a business as great as what we have here, So for me, ONPASSIVE is life itself. I'm sorry, it is, to be honest. I feel that way, because I mean, when you look at everything CEO and brother and friend does, right from the date I joined ONPASSIVE, I would say this was as far back as same year with you, Sister Dr. Lisa. I joined ONPASSIVE in 2020. And I just got it received. I just got a text from a friend, from Ireland, who said to me, Maeyen, can you just listen to that? Just listen to what that man is saying. And I didn't really had the time, to listen. But then I just said, okay, since it's forcing, it's been very forcing that I should listen to what is ongoing here. I switched on my phone and started listening. And I think it was Charles that was.
Your mic has a problem, sis, I think.
And before he finished saying what he was saying, it just dawned on me. Sorry?
Yeah, your mic is going on and off, but I can hear you now.
Oh,
just continue.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So before he finished saying what he was saying, instantly I knew this is a business I need to be into. Instantly, I just went ahead, registered my 3 children, and I said, this is it. Ever since then, ONPASSIVE has been driving me on. I'm not kidding. I've never had a thing that makes me feel so good and so satisfied, even though I have not received anything. But I'm fine. I speak to a lot of my colleagues. I tell them so many times, listen, there's no other business like this. For every step ONPASSIVE takes, I let everybody around me know. ONPASSIVE for me, it's life itself. This is the truth. That's the way I feel about it.
You are
And
so,
I'm never.
you are sold out. You
Oh
are sold out
yes,
to it.
I cannot stop. I cannot stop. Just like Dr. Lisa said and Jeffrey Murlock said,
Awesome.
I cannot. Nothing can pull me out of this. I'm sorry. I'm
So
stuck.
thank you so much, sister, for the input. I'm gonna give Sister Mayra to give her thoughts. Sister Mayra, I see you waiting and calling and calling. While probably Sister Maya, maybe you wanna refresh your mic. Sister Mayra, share your thoughts. After all this powerful sharing, what do you have to say? You have a big shoe to fit in.
The power of my PC in the location that I am that doesn't allow me to listen to everybody well because it's always raining here. but I know we're talking about ONPASSIVE Legacy Unveiled. I know we're talking about the mission and the vision of Mr. Mufara. And I know that we're all in for the same reason, right? We first come because we need an extra income, no matter what our background is, what our income is, how good we live in. You always need more because as the world advances and things go ahead with the technologies and so on and so forth, things get more expensive, right? So we always need an extra income, and we didn't have enough with some of us who retired early. We don't have enough with the retirement because it's not what they used to say when you retired, you're going to retire in peace and live a good life. And this is the story of Cinderella. We know that's not the truth. We know that everybody struggled one way or another. In the financial situation, it's not the same. It's not the way we want to be. We reach a certain age and we know what we want to see ourselves. And we know that when we depart from this planet, we're not going to leave the legacy to our children because we don't have it like that. So ONPASSIVE has brought a solution to us. I'll talk about me in my personal opinion. I don't have the financial background as probably Jeffrey Murlock, Dr. Lisa have, and Maeyen, and even you, Sister Gladys. I was always working a 9-to-5 job in the healthcare system and as a customer service and administration and that kind of work. And I got tired. I was tired of doing the 9-to-5 and living check to check and just living just to meet month ends and things like that, right? So I was looking for the opportunity to find an extra income. I failed. I went to this company. I failed. I lost a lot of money. I didn't give up. I did it again. I failed again. And I say everybody in my family was like, you're not gonna do this no more because you're not good at this. Continue to do your 9-to-5, and be happy with what you do. But I say no. I know there had to be something out there, and it's gonna come my way. I don't care how old I get. I don't care how little you think I can do. And I don't know, if you don't have to have the vision and understanding. You just have to learn and know in your heart there is something more had to be out there, and that works in fairness for everybody. Because I saw MLM work. I know that me trying to do that work, the MLM, I was going to live probably in tuna sandwich a day. Or probably the tuna is getting too expensive now anyway, but I probably had to live in something else, right? Lettuce and tomatoes, who knows? But, when ONPASSIVE came into the opportunity came to me, was presented to me, I said, what can I lose for $97? I'm gonna try this out and see. And then I said that before when I heard Mr. Mufara speak and spoke about the correction to the corruption, that kind of got my attention. And I said, this had to be something different than what I've seen so far. And there I was right. And I say, and I don't care how little support I have for the family because people still don't see what I see. I don't care. I will walk along. I will go through the journey until the end, regardless. And I will never believe that ONPASSIVE is not it. This is it. This is the company that's going to bring not only the solution to businesses, it's going to bring personal solutions as well. And it's going to mean everybody, it's going to make everybody live in abundance and help the causes and the families as well, you know? So I'm in it until the end. I will never look back. I joined in 2020 as well, and I'm never going to look back because I know this is it. You don't have to be a rocket science. You don't have to be intelligent and think that you know that you don't know so much because you have different backgrounds. You don't have to deal with none of that nonsense. Because when you know in your heart and you see, you don't need too much. You don't need too much to see. You just have to understand certain things, and you know they're going to work for you. And I know ONPASSIVE is. There's nobody on this planet is going to bring what Mr. Mufara is bringing. Mr. Mufara and the staff is working so hard. They 24/7 tireless, you know, to bring us all this opportunity to everybody from every background, every color, every religion, every political belief, you know, everything, you know, to everybody equally. And this is it for me, and this is it for the world, and we're gonna see it, and the world is gonna see it. And if somebody wants to fight with me, we do it. We're gonna fight because this is it.
Ready, all set, on fire. You can hear Sister Mayra.
And I cannot stop talking about ONPASSIVE, you know. And like I say, if you don't understand, I'm sorry. You don't do your effort. You do diligence, because it's so simple to understand what's going on. If you just follow a few webinars and a few leaders like Jeffrey Murlock, if you don't learn, it's because you don't want to. Okay, that's it. Thank you, Sister Gladys.
Yeah, you said it. You said it. You know, I love the points from which all of you are coming, empowering people. We will succeed. The correction to the corruption. It's really good. You know, everybody has that thing that just touched the heart before you joined. You know, it's done for you in the sense that you don't have to market. Dr. Lisa, it's not only you. I cannot market myself, you know, leave alone afford to pay for marketing. So I'm coming to you, our brother Jeffrey. Where we are now, you did address that regarding what the CEO told us where we are. And as you know, there are people, or there may be people who are wondering what's happening, who are kind of dragging behind. We know there's a lot of things. And you said about the difficulties going on currently around the world. They were not made by ONPASSIVE, to be clear, but we do, you know, feel for the people who are going through different difficulties, and we all want to succeed. What words do you have to encourage someone who may be wondering, when am I going to have those apples?
Thank you for asking that. I think that's an important question, and more to the point, I think you're absolutely right that there's a lot of folks that are looking for some sort of an answer to that, whether it comes from outside or the inside of us. I think for those folks that really have been put through the ringer, probably last year, and I mean, even as far back as 2022, 2023, things have been in a tumultuous kind of a pattern for us, especially, you know, post COVID and some of these things that have been happening. But, you know, when you look at global events, when you look at what is happening in the world, and every system that we have in the world is heading towards a decentralization, whether you're looking at politics, or whether you're looking at government, or whether you're looking at academia, or even healthcare or pharma, anything you look at, educate, whatever it is, everything, especially finance, is heading toward a decentralization. When you look at ONPASSIVE is also helping to look at and promote that decentralization, in that the big picture with ONPASSIVE, yeah, we're going through some things. Everybody does. But the big picture that'll give you some hope and just kind of let you, okay, I'm going to pull the reins back a little bit and settle into a nice little trot, as opposed to a gallop or a run. Mr. Mufara is looking at this business like, well, what's his mantra? Do it or die, right? He said, there is no second chance here. We've got to do this. We've got to do it right, so that when we do, that bell rings and those gates open, we can't jump out and twist an ankle. We can't jump out of the gate and break a leg, because then we're out of the race. I mean, if he did anything differently from what he's doing it would probably jeopardize the future that each of us is looking to have in ONPASSIVE. And by doing it the way that he is, he's minimized a lot of the problems, a lot of the challenges. I think, Dr. Lisa, you had alluded to earlier that absolutely we've gone through some. Look back. I mean, we started talking about these things in 2019. We had problems inside of ONPASSIVE. We had problems with charter members, right? What we called founders back then. I think we're calling them charter members or ambassadors today. Either way, we're charter affiliate members, whatever. We had some people doing some bad things, and they were causing some grief all the way around. Now we've got pressures from outside. We've gotten big. We've gotten very, very well known. We've rushed into and become part of a global tech company that is being seen by the tech giants. And a lot of them, a lot of the powers that be out there don't like what they're seeing, because they're saying, wait a minute, here we've got this unicorn startup promising all sorts of economical benefits to its members. And it's saying we're one-stop shop. They're supplying everything. Look at what they're going to be doing, especially when they're going to be taking all these billions of dollars into the ONPASSIVE machine, and it's going to flow right back down and out. So we've got a global net of compassionate, heart-driven, good people that want to help people all the way around the world. We've now got a net. Think about that. I think we've got we've got more than 3 million members. There's 1.4 active charter member accounts, which probably gives us at least another million, what we used to call founders. Now, when you've got that many people, I think a million, if you do the quick and dirty math, you take a million, you divide it into whatever it is, I think you probably come up with one founder every 200 square miles on average on the planet. That's quite a net. Especially if these are benevolent, especially if they're getting good money, lots of apples, as we say, right? If the profits are being shared and the commissions are absolutely phenomenal and higher than anything else, and they're doing all the work for us so that they can guarantee our success, saying, we know it takes abundance in the family for us to be able to be okay with where we're at. We got to take care of ourselves first, right? Once that's done and we move into abundance, which we're all going to at some point, depends on how fast your particular sales network gets filled up or gets going. But when that happens, the human heart, the nature of humanity is to go out away from ourselves into our neighbors, into our communities, into our states, into our countries, and say, I've got enough for me. I've got enough for a rainy day. I see this need over here. How am I going to help it? And that abundance is coming to us, through us. It's coming from the world back down through ONPASSIVE. And this net of benevolent of founders that we've got, and all the members, think about that. Now they're going to be able to also opt in to become a reseller, in which case they also are going to be generating either greater success because they've got a business. Now they're using our products. We're saving them time and money. You guys remember Catmull, right? Or on the other side, where we come in as resellers. So we're making some good profits. We're making good commissions, and they're also sharing. ONPASSIVE is sharing its abundance with us through things that we had nothing to do with. It's pure grace. So the hope, I know that was long-winded for the hope part, but the hope is this. Mr. Mufara knows what they're doing. And yeah, when they have hiccups or bumps, and they're like, well, okay, we got to pull a whole stop, and we got to figure out what's going on. We got to think about how we're going to get out of this and how we're going to remediate what we've got going on, the challenges, so that down the road, this kind of thing can't happen again, so that we are whole and we are together and we're working like we want to. But I like what you said earlier, Dr. Lisa. You said about the trajectory that we're on. It's never faltered. It's always been ever since middle of 2019, when we had this epiphany, Mr. Mufara did, and he went from the marketing platform to AI and IT. That was halfway through 2019. That was a business decision. That was a business model shift. And ever since that day, that's what we've been. That's where we're going. That's how we've grown. And that's exactly why we're sitting right now in over 200 countries with a whole lot going on. Now, again, I know it's long-winded, but the whole hope of this is he's doing it the right way, and we're doing it for the right reasons. And that also bespeaks our going forward with all of these intelligent AI-driven innovations. You've got bad people out there that want to do bad things with these. And Mr. Mufara has come up and said, look, time out. We're not about that. We're about doing what's right because it's right, and we're going to do things the right way, and it's going to take time, and we got to make sure that whatever we're putting out there, it's for the right reason, and it's going the right direction, and that's our heart. So the hope that we have is that everything will happen exactly the way we've been expecting it to. It's going to stay on track, and it's going to produce even as we have been promised that it will produce. So I would just enjoy the journey. Enjoy what we're going through on the way to where we're going, and bloom right wherever you're planted. Thank you.
Awesome. That's true. And I have to clap to that one. That was really, really, really important. You raised that idea, and I remember Mr. Ash has spoken before that if you don't build well, you will spend time repairing. So the company is trying to build well, and that's what we want. And also being global, interesting. That's really nice. We have seen it. We are experiencing it even right now here where we are. We are from different parts, which is really good. Of course, from the US. We have our sister from the UK. No, Sister Mayra is not in the US currently, but we know that ONPASSIVE is a global stage. There's no doubt about that. So now, Sister Dr. Lisa, we have heard from our brother Jeffrey. It's good you have spoken to the people as a father, as a brother, as a grandfather, so that people can connect. And now, Dr. Lisa, you're going to speak as a mother, as a grandmother, as a sister, as a friend. What words do you have for those people who may be wondering what's happening?
I want to piggyback on Jeffrey a little bit. My thoughts when he was talking went to the word infectious. And it went to that because you start with Mr. Ash Mufara, you start with his team, you start with the founders, and his mentality of pay it forward. So now we all have a mentality to pay it forward. What better legacy can we leave for our kids, or even teach our kids on how to take care of, after you take care of yourself, how do you take care of others? When you recognize that someone needs roofing or something, roof over their head, or someone needs food, he gives it to us in examples. For example, he takes his kids out and they serve meals, I believe, to needy, or pass out things to people in need. That's an example to all of us on how we should gear or motivate our children to have that mentality as well, that giving mentality. That's not, sometimes I think it comes natural. Sometimes I think it's taught. And of course, sometimes it's a mixture of the two. I know I'm kind of all over the place right now, but I'll promise I will pull it all together. My thoughts are going in three different directions. I'm trying to pull it all together. Because Ash gives us that example of what it is to say, we don't have to make a profit on every product. Your head, if you're in business or not even in business, Jeffrey, who says that?
Yeah.
You're in business to make a profit. Well, we don't have to make a profit. We can give it to someone in need. I have dreams. I know a couple other people I talk to that are founders have dreams of walking in the grocery stores and just telling the manager, here's, next 200 people come through, they're paid for, just let them go. Whatever they get, just let them go. I have dreams of helping with homeless by doing the tiny homes and starting people out on the path of showing them ONPASSIVE how they can make money. They can buy the tiny house from me, and then I help them get a land and they get started to being a homeowner and then progress from there. But what I found is that since being on ONPASSIVE is that there is a, like Jeffrey said, there's 1.4 account holders or accounts, maybe about 1 million people. But a lot of people that I listen to or that I talk to have a mission to fulfill the needs of others. I don't know if that is something that was created out of ONPASSIVE, if it was motivated out of ONPASSIVE, or were we driven to ONPASSIVE because we all have that foundation that we want to help others, and we may not have had the means to do it on a grand scale, which ONPASSIVE is going to give us the ability to do it on a grand scale. What better way as a mother, grandmother, sister, aunt, daughter, what better way can I show my family? Like Mayra said, her family doesn't really believe, my family doesn't really believe that this is something valid. And I'm not telling them anymore. I stopped telling them a long time ago, but they will see that I was right. And I'm not saying, you don't want to say I was right. You should listen to your little sister.
Yeah.
But you're not going to use the words, but you're going to show them in your actions that Lisa just fed a whole church in an area that needed affordable housing. She just helped with these grants or put money over here to help, families become homeowners. It's your kids are going to automatically follow you and what you're doing. Now, when they turn 18, they may go somewhere else, but as they're coming up, grandkids, so forth, they're watching what you're doing. They watch everything that you do. They listen to everything that you say. Otherwise, I hate to say it, Ash is kind of like, we listen to everything he says. Someday we'll be saying, we don't have to make a profit on everything we do. It's not about patting ourselves on the back and getting it done. We're doing it because the need is there. We want to pay it forward because that's the opportunity that was given to us.
Yes.
So I don't know if that really answered your question, but as a mother and a grandmother, that is, and as a sister, like I said, daughter, that is my goal that I want to leave for my family. That's my legacy. It's not how much money I'm going to leave or the structure or everything's taken care of. It's the fact that I had the ability to help people, and I did. I didn't just take it and run. I actually spread and let other people see that there's a different way to live. There's a different way to operate a business, and there's a different way to be successful, not just in terms of money or what I have put aside, but in terms of what I did to help my fellow human being or my fellow person next door. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
So that's where I'm at. So
great. I think there's also a lot to do with the company itself from the get-go. If you listened to that, Brother Geoffrey, I think you were there early enough. If you listened to that short clip of video that was shared and you heard him speak, something really connected with you. Many of us refer back to that, that initial. It was an audio, actually. It wasn't a video. It was an audio where I heard him speak in 2018 and I kept rewinding and rewinding. I'm like, what? And I was like, this is it. I'm done. I'm in. So, Sister Maeyen, as we wrap up now, are you going to say, give a vote of thanks, and our Sister Maeyen, as you thank our viewers, and then our guests will say bye to the viewers, and then we'll be closing the meeting. So, Sister Maeyen, your turn.
Oh, thank you very much. I just want to say thank you, everybody. Jeffrey, what you said was very, very good. Thank you very much. I appreciate exactly what you're saying. And same also goes to Dr. Lisa Lee. That was brilliant. Thank you very much, because everything both of you said was exactly what resonates with me as well. So I wouldn't want to add more from what you've all said. I really appreciate it. And I hope everybody that listens to us would appreciate exactly what you've been saying. It's amazing. It's amazing that we have this wonderful organization, being given to us just for nothing. All we need to do, sit down, rest, and relax, and the work is being done for us. So it's a good thing. We're so grateful to our brother and friend. I call him that. I don't even like calling him CEO because he doesn't like that equally. So our brother and friend Ash Mufura, we really thank him so much for what he's done, and we pray God grace continue with him, and with this lovely company with beautiful people in it. Thank you so much, Sister Gladys.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Because what you shared was very, very special. We don't want to add more. So, Sister Mayra, your turn also to give your remarks, to say thanks to our viewers.
Thank you so
and if
much.
you have anything to share, feel free.
I always have to share something, because when reference to what Dr. Lisa said, that, like helping others, helping humanity, right, is something that is either with you, innate, is learned, or maybe ONPASSIVE have helped a lot of people to see that it's not only about us, that giving is a good thing if we want to uplift humanity. When we do that, we also uplifting ourselves, our children, the future generations. It's not only me or she and he, it's everybody. So I think it's a little bit of everything, Dr. Lisa. I think that some people learn from ONPASSIVE that that's the way to go, so we can make a better world for everybody equally and live in abundance. And I also think that some of us, because I speak for myself, I always have said that giving is in my DNA. I always think like that. I always like to help and give. And I still do it with my limited income. I still do that. And if I don't do that, I'm not happy. I'm not content. So to me, it's precious to be content as a human being. And I will continue to give and share the little bit I have, because this is who I am. I thank the viewers for watching us, for giving us support every week. I thank you, Dr. Lisa, for seeing you again. It's just such a pleasure. And I thank you, Jeffrey Murlock. I'm so honored to have you today and to learn from you and to hear you speak. It's a blessing, and it gives me more knowledge I cannot retain most of the time, but I had to record and rewind the tape all the time to listen to you, obviously. Thank you, Sister Gladys and Sister Maeyen. It's always a pleasure being here with everybody. Thank you so much for watching us.
Awesome. Thank you, our sister. Now, our brother, Jeffrey Murlock, say bye to our viewers. It was nice having you.
Wonderful. Thank you so very, very much. I would like to beg a little bit of grace from you if I can. This morning, I was on Singapore, Malaysia, and we had a webinar, and the topic was how ONPASSIVE is going to be reshaping the world through heart and technology. It was rather phenomenal. It was a 45-minute presentation with just gobs of information and technical information. Sushanta with international webinar, Sushanta Biswas, has asked me to do that again tomorrow morning on his channel. So if you're looking for what technology and what heart is and what that's going to do in the future and how we're reshaping the world with it, please tune in tomorrow morning. But I wanted to thank you so much. I had a lot of fun here today. It was wonderful. I appreciate this platform. You guys have got some magic going here, and that is certainly something that I enjoy. And I want to thank you for that, and just tell everybody, see ya. I'm glad to be here, and I look forward to seeing everybody at the top. Thanks.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Dr. Lisa, did you say bye to our viewers? We don't want to leave you out, please.
I have not, but once again, you have me following Jeffrey. No. You guys are just awesome. I love my ONPASSIVE family. I truly do. I want to invite anybody that is listening to this webinar to come and join us, see what it's about. You won't be disappointed. I haven't been disappointed. I doubt that I ever will. in this platform. Thank you, Gladys, Maeyen, Mayra, Jeffrey. You guys are awesome. I love you guys, and thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for letting us know about the Singapore webinar. I've been there a few times. They are very big on the mission and the vision. And Engineer Shushanta, he does literally global affiliates, founders. I love listening to the webinars. I don't know, Sister Maya, if you are aware, anybody, if you are not aware, reach out to me or to Brother Jeffrey, get the recordings and listen. I know the time they hold their meetings usually is not favorable, especially for us in the US, especially if you are busy during the day or in the morning. But I always try to catch up with the recordings. It's a good meeting. So I'm going to listen to that one of today to hear what you discussed about. Thank you, our viewers. We appreciate you all. We love you always for supporting us. This meeting was great. We welcome you to listen the entire recording and hear great sharing from the panelists here. God bless you all. See you again. Love you.